She's got a very good headbutt on her.
Shiny, what happened here to your eye?
She's just been spoiled rotten the whole way through, and now she just walks around headbutting people and pushing everyone over and the rest of it. Shiny, who rides her work's been the beneficiary of that. He copped a shiner the other day, and everyone's sort of been on the receiving end of an Asfoora headbutt. But other than that attribute, the positive ones are that she's all racehorse and it's obviously a will to win. She's only got a little short, choppy stride length, and she's got averagely conformed legs, but when she puts her head down and wants to have a crack, she really has a crack, and that's her best attribute, just her will to win.
487, Flying Artie filly from Nora Lane.
Asfoора's a little bit of an interesting one in terms of how she ended up with us. She went through the Adelaide Magic Million sales.
Goes bidding for 24,000. I just can't do that at the moment. There's more required on her, so we'll put her by meantime.
At those yearling sales, if everything's not right, you sort of get crucified, and she had a reserve of 30,000 on her. Nora Lane Farm bred her, and they didn't want to give her away for nothing, so they took her home and put her in the paddock, and so here we are. We ended up with her, and could have bought her at the yearling sales, didn't want her, and could have picked her out of a paddock at 2 and didn't want her, and fate, eh? Fate. We really liked her before she went to the races. We took her to Camperdown, I think, from memory, for just a course proper gallop. We were midwinter, we were struggling with grass, to get grass, and took her and another filly to Camperdown. We really liked the other filly, and this filly came out and just really worked up to her and went past her, and I sort of thought the other filly must have had an off day or whatever, and then we sort of looked at the times and married it all up and worked out this filly actually went pretty well. Took her to Colac with some confidence. As you said, went from there to a 58 at stall, and once again, confidence, won by 3 or 4 there. Took her to town and ran really well and won there, and the rest is history.
It's a great effort to go on from Colac stall, come here to Caulfield, Super Vovers qualified and win.
Each preparation she's had, she's sort of just raised the bar a little bit and just improved that little bit each preparation, and it might only be half a length or a length, but horses that do that generally keep doing it, and I'm really hopeful that she can keep doing it this preparation. We just hadn't really wanted to take her away from home. We still didn't want to, but we had to, because she was at that level where the races were in Sydney and obviously Perth, so we found a place in Sydney, just south of Sydney, which was as close as we could find to her natural environment here. She went up there, settled in great, ran really well in the Galaxy, probably a fraction unlucky not to finish closer, and from there we thought, well, she's travelled here, it's another thing to put on an aeroplane and head over the other side of the country, but once again we found a similar sort of setup, and she settled in great and copped it all on the chin, and she's just come back so much more mentally adept this preparation. She's dealing with everything really well. As a consequence of that, she hasn't tied up at all, and touch wood, she seems really, really well. I'd really like to take her to Moonee Valley a couple of times to gallop on those Monday mornings before the Friday night races, because I think it's one of those tracks that you really benefited by having a look around. And the one experience, one time she went there, she was a certainty beat.
No, Asfoora got cut out.
Looking back now at what she's done since, that probably proves that she was a certainty beaten, but it's just one of those tracks where you need a bit of luck.
And there was some bad luck tales. Asfoora tried to get a run, but the gap closed dramatically.
We're going to kick off probably the first week of September at Caulfield, or the second week of September at Moonee Valley, and then we'll look towards the Moir on Grand Final Eve. That's her Grand Final. She's a Group 2 winner. She needs to win a Group 1 race, and that's the only sort of 1,000 or 1,100 metre Group 1 option in the spring, and that's us.